Alright, well, you know this Infiniti, like a lot of luxury cars and not so luxury cars, has an electric antenna for the radio. It actually has two antennas. It's got one in the window, the rear window, and one back here on the fender. It goes right here. This is where it comes up, and it lives in there. And the deal was with this car was that the antenna that was on it ran, but there's no mast on it. Somebody had probably, you know, like people that are low-class scumbags do, probably yanked up on the antenna and broke it or did something to it, or it got yanked off by a car wash. So I grabbed another power antenna out of the junkyard off another Skin Infiniti and put it in, and it didn't work at all. It's got a mast, but it didn't work. So here I am stuck with two antennas, one that's broken and one doesn't work. So what I'm doing is I've taken these two antennas and taken them apart somewhat, mostly apart, and I'm going to attempt to make one good functioning antenna out of the parts and pieces of both of them. And these things kind of look intimidating at first, but I've got this all already apart, but they're not that bad. They just got a motor and some gears in here, gear train, and this gear here, and it's got a retaining plate which goes in like kind of like that, and all that kind of thing. See over here, the cars go on by. Here's the one that's kind of together, and you see this kind of runs through this little plate, and then you got a retainer up here. So I'm not going to get into all that, but what I found wrong with this is the one that came out of the junkyard, and I noticed when I took one of the screws out of it, for whatever reason, even though it's in plastic, the screw was like really rusty, one of them. So I was like, uh-oh. And sure enough, I got in here, and this is the way this works. Is this simply got a 12-volt motor here, and it has a logic board that reverses it. It's got power to it constantly, and then it's got switch power to it, and a ground. And then when the switch power operates through this circuit board, it raises the antenna, and it's got like a timer type deal. Then when the switch power is cut, the constant power lowers it back down. So that's how the theory is on it. Well, looking at this little board, I took it out, and obviously something really bad happened here. I don't know if that got water in there. I see some rust, but it does not look good. So it's junk, I guess. No wonder it didn't work. And then even, as a matter of fact, you see down in there, there's some kind of a resistor or a capacitor, or that's not a capacitor, part of a resistor or a diode or something that has either burned off or has rusted off. I don't know what happened, but this one's junk. It's just totally junk. The only thing good about it is that it has a good mast with the lift cable attached to it. So I'm going to try to carefully take that out and transplant it over to this one, because I know all this should be good, because it looks fine and nice and clean. So that's what I'm going to try to do. And you know, when you do things like this, you have two choices, two results. You'll either succeed or you'll fail. So we'll see later on if I succeeded or failed. I ended up having to pull the entire mast assembly out of here. It just slides out. Now it's really disassembled.